As Lindsey Wilson victorious today by a score of 44-41 over Cumberland University. And Coach Chris Oliver joins me here high above Blue Raider Stadium field. Well, Coach, a win's a win, but you're probably not entirely excited about the way you guys finished the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it really came down that big turnover on the interception. It was an outstanding play there, and we'll have to look at the video, see if it was overthrown or things like that, or if we could have made a play on the ball. But, we were up 16 at that point. They hadn't stopped us a whole lot. If we had continued that drive, then, we go back up 23 or so, and it probably never gets as close as it was. And all of a sudden that interception goes back 50 yards, and they score quickly. And I think we were a little bit shell-shocked right there in that moment. I don't think we responded well to it. I certainly could go back and question the play call to throw the ball deep. Now, we'd done plenty of that and had a lot of success, but the drive before that, we had a long touchdown run, so there's some things there that we'll certainly second-guess with the play call as well. So there's a lot of things that go around. But I thought that turnover changed the course of the rest of the fourth quarter, and I don't think we responded real well offensively and defensively to that big-time momentum change.
Austin Armstrong's back in the 1270 AM studios. Austin, we got a little bit of a feedback with echo. If you can clean that up for us, that'd be terrific. We're talking to LWC head football coach Chris Oliver as the Blue Raiders win it by a score of 44-41. Coach, we talked about it in the pregame that, thanks Austin, you got it in the pregame that this is going to be a 60-minute football game. And your guys hadn't been in a lot of 60-minute football games this year. In fact, just one really with Southeastern. I asked Bob this, if it came back to haunt you a little bit today, and he said, I don't know if the haunt is the right word. What word would you use?
Well, I think it's just a learning opportunity. It's something where we haven't had to keep our foot on the gas for 60 minutes in order to win a number of the football games that we've been in. And this was one that we did. We certainly had to, and we probably didn't do that as well enough as we should have. And it's something we came out of halftime right before we left. I said, this is not the teams that we've played. This is not a team that's going to roll over just because they're down a few scores. They have more pride than that, and they kept fighting. So it's one of those things that got to watch a video and decompress for a little bit. I don't want to overreact. I'm not excited with the way that we finished. And then in the same breath, we're up 3 and we run 4-minute drill right there, and we get a couple first downs and ice the game. So, at the end of the day, we took care of business. A lot of positives to take away, but certainly let's hope that we can learn from this experience and know that we're going to have some close games down the stretch here, and we have to finish better than we did today.
It's easy when things don't go your way at the very end of the game. And when I say that, Lindsey Wilson did win the football game. I don't want to be Debbie Downer here because the Blue Raiders, we moved on to 7-0 in the season against a nationally ranked team. That's the most important thing. But you did do some really good things today. I thought your third down conversions, especially with the one right here at the very end with Jay Godlock going down and getting that catch. 7 of 12 today. You moved the ball for the most part very well offensively today. The 3 turnovers is something that we're not used to, but I thought your guys, despite the 3 turnovers, did a pretty good job of battling back and making sure you secured the win.
Yeah, and any time that you turn it over 3 times, you're lucky to get out of there with a win. So we overcame that. I thought our special teams were really good. Our kickoff return is just giving people fits.
It is.
They had a tough time kicking it anywhere where we didn't get great field position. And I thought defensively we did a lot of good things, and then they made an adjustment there late and started running the quarterback more and just getting a lead blocker in front of them rather than the jet sweep and the zone read and those things. And they got the better of us at the end. But, I thought our defense did a lot of positive things, but, got it ran at us a little bit north and south at the end and could have finished better there.
Did your defense get a little gassed in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think so. We were thin today in secondary, and obviously Tony was out in the first half, and we had a couple guys that weren't available to play there in the secondary who I think will be back next week and will be okay there. But, I think some of the depth got to us, credit goes to Cumberland. That's a physical football team. They run at you. Their offensive line was hurting throughout the course of the game, but they play with a physical style, and that can wear you down.
They ran 86 plays today, and that's a really high number for, because you run 86 plays if you're Southeastern, and that's a low number because they're tempo. Cumberland's not really a tempo team, and the fact, I think the 3 turnovers is what really enabled them to run so many plays, because on third down they were just 7 of 16, and I know that's probably not the number, but you did keep them below their average on the season, and ultimately I think it was the turnovers that enabled them to run, because they ran so many plays in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you come out and you don't want to be upset with a quick score, but we come out and we return the opening kickoff to plus 30 whatever, and then we throw a one-play touchdown series. So there's some things that contributed to them running a lot of plays, but certainly we were not very good on third down. 7 to 16, almost 50%. That we've got to be better than that on defense.
I'm wondering what the message was to your guys at the end. You said this could be a learning, and you know what? When you win, and if you have to have a learning experience, you want to do it on a win.
Yeah.
So what was your message to the guys out there after the game?
Well, we know that down the stretch here, we're going to continue to have close games, and we have to learn from this. We came out of the halftime, and I just don't know if we were real excited to start the third quarter. I think we thought we were up a few scores, and the stadium was a little quiet. I think our fans might have been thinking it was game over as well. And we have to have that internally come from the sideline and from our coaches and from our players. I just don't think we had as much enthusiasm to start the second half as we did the first half, probably because we had been in those situations multiple weeks, and then we just roll through 30 minutes and don't get challenged. So, that's part of maturity. That's part of our responsibility as coaches to make sure that we're ready to go with that. So, we talked about this being a learning experience. We talked about, hey, we went 1-0 this week. We just won a college football game. That's really hard to do. I don't care who you're playing. You play a nationally ranked team. That's hard to do. So we said, let's celebrate. Let's be smart. It's homecoming week. Let's make great decisions and let's move on. And I went ahead and talked about Bethel and said, Bethel's a team that is struggling this season, but this is a team that has a lot of talent. So I went ahead and we wanted to plant that seed with those guys, and you can see the guys that are returning nodding their heads. So they know that Bethel is a football team that is going to be talented, and they know that. So we got to make sure we turn the page and get focused on going 1-0 again next week.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks, Chris.
That's LWC head football coach Chris Oliver.